Welcome back. Another episode to how to build a race car on a budget and a bit bodgy. Yeah, we're back. Got rid of a lot more scrap now. What we're going to try and attempt to do this time is actually split the body in half, or the floor in half, but I've still got quite a lot left. And it's quite heavy by myself. So I might try and attempt to roll it over. If I can't do that, I'm just going to keep chopping bits off it until it's light enough. And we'll show you what we've done so far. Managed to pick up some parts, picked up some subframe bits at the front there. I've tried to get enough stuff to actually make it rolling. And as you can see, I picked up some nice alloys as well. So if the car, as fast as that looks, I'm going to be sorted. I think they could be a bit big, but we're going to find that out once we actually get the mini shell on top. It is going to look like a bit of a beast. A bit of a love it or hate it car, I think. But race cars, as long as they're fast, they don't have to look pretty, do they? So yeah, so let's get on and see how much we can cut off this. Okay, been cutting some more. I've cut what we call the outer seals, I would have thought. Done that both sides. You can see the sort of the box structure now. In my mind, and I've done these before, okay, I'm really professional, but having that box section there still, let me just try and change the camera, hopefully that's better. Yeah, so that still gives enough strength to keep everything square for the moment, while, you know, when you haven't got the weight of the whole car on their engine and body and everything, they seem to be pretty good anyway. Anyway, I'm going to cut the damn thing in half anyway, so the odds of me getting it quite straight are slim to none. So yeah, what I'll try and do is get the jack under it a little bit, see if I can get it high enough to sort of then pack it, and then see if we can tilt it over against the wall. And then we can look at doing a few more bits and bobs and try and get a few bits off and see if we can mark it. Made myself an accurate guide. The wheelbase on this car is 19 inches too long. So I've made a marker of 19 inches, exactly, spot on, used a tape measure. And then what I'll do, and hopefully I'll show you when we're underneath, if we ever get that far today, is this panel here, the floor, joins onto this bulkhead, this heel board as we would call it in the mini world. And so basically what I can do is I'm going to scribe along the back of this panel and take off the correct amount. And then we just move it back and we join it back up onto the heel board again. Comes with its own little problems. As you can see here, when I did the Escort years ago, I only had to take out 4 inches. And so I've got away with just pretty much moving this back sort of thing. But if we're going to go 19 inches, you can see we're going to be technically going to the middle of there. The tower's a lot higher there. Might be because of the gearbox might still be sticking out that far. I need to double check, but they're all issues we can sort with, because what we can do is, if we need to, we can come higher into this heel board, so not changing the tunnel at all. But we will lose seat belt points, but we'll have to deal with that later again. Yeah, so this is where the tricky stuff comes later on. But in the end, it's only metal, so we can weld it and cut it and work things out. So anyway, let's see if I can get the thing tipped over. Alright. After an hour of battling, I've got it to this angle. Nice and safe, stuck on a trolley and a piece of wood. There's a tyre there just for an emergency. So yeah, I think I'm going to need a hand with somebody else. But what I thought I'd just do is at least get the fuel tank out. So get that out, get it out of the way. Not sure if I'll reuse it or not, might as well, because I've sort of got it. But obviously with a race car, you could just get away with a small tank, but in reality it fits where it needs to. It's got all the pumps and it all fits up to the ECU. No reason not to use it again, apart from it being heavy. But yeah, so we'll empty that fuel into the old Safira. And then that gets it out of the way, so I've got a lot less chance of catching anything on fire. So yeah, there's the underside. Can't really see, but what I've just started to do was cut out the where the handbrake linkage is in one piece from the top, because it's a lot easier, I'll show you later on, to re-weld that. But yeah, so this is what a lot of it is. I'm going to be all keeping all this, hopefully, all this arms, all support, all the suspension arm and everything. So that's the idea behind that. And again, you can't really see, I don't think, but the main cross members that hold the engine in, and rear front subframe, trying to keep all that, because that's the whole point of trying to save me work, even though it's taking me a lot of work now to do this. Yeah, so nearly there. So we get the tank out of the way. In the next one, we'll try and get a mate over to try and help me roll it over a bit more, because I need to get it right on its side. Which should be quite a quad bike. Don't know if you can see the thing yet. You can just see I just started cutting out the gear stick, the handbrake, just so I can reuse that instead of just cutting straight through it. What I have noticed is that the 19 inches is going to cause me to go right through where the bearing holder is. So basically on this Subaru, you have a prop shaft from front to back because it's 4-wheel drive, but there's a bearing in the middle to hold it solid, helps sort of vibration and all that sort of stuff. Exactly where I need that bearing mount is where I'm going to cut through. So I need to think about that, but I might be able to get away with just a very short prop shaft because it's going to be much shorter and I won't need the bearing at all if I get it cut and balanced properly. So we'll give that a think. So yeah, alright, slowly getting there. Let me just go get some parts to show you, and we'll be good. Okay, what we have got is some cheap coilovers off eBay. These are going to replace the original struts. You can obviously see that they're quite a lot shorter, but these spring quite a lot. These are a lot tougher, lot stiffer, which again, maybe not ideal for road use, but for what I need to do it, ideal. Come with a couple of benefits. One, they look shiny, so that's good. Two, you can see the actual diameter is a lot smaller, so it gives me a lot more room to play with when you're doing these sort of conversions. A few inches, an inch here, half an inch there, really makes a difference. So that allows me to have the sort of all the tunnels and all this area much smaller if needed. What they also do, they come with is they've got quite a bit of meat on where the holes are. They're already slightly elongated anyway, so you can allow for camber and stuff like that. But what I can do is I can take that a little bit more, and if not, make it a bit bigger and strengthen it. And what that will allow me to do is tilt the coilover in. I don't need to go far, inch and a half. I think I can get away with it, and that will allow me to fit inside the walls of the Mini that I'm constrained by. So yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, cool. And here you can see the coilover in place. You see how much more room it gives me around everything. I can do a lot more with that. I'm not too sure if I've actually got the front in the back and the back in the front. But yeah, they're fully adjustable, so we can wind them basically out, get the length, and then you lock them off. And so that's going to allow me to really run the car nice and low, which I'm going to need to when it's in a Mini, because obviously you end up sort of mounting the body a bit higher than you normally would like to in these sort of conversions. But as I said, the key thing is going to allow me to tilt the top in to clear the insides of the rear quarters, and more than likely have to do the same at the front. So yeah, we've got a long way to go, and a short time to get there. So hope you've enjoyed a little bit of an update, and yeah, let's crack on with the Mark 1.